All right. Hi, everyone. This is Melissa Kitto with Communicate with Angels. And today I am sharing with my lovely friend, Alma Gonzalez. And we wanted to share with you a little bit today about giving you some spiritual guidance on dealing with coronavirus fatigue. We are all being hit with a lot in our environment right now. And Alma and I have been chatting this morning about some things that we would like to share with you that could help you on your spiritual journey and your life at this time. So, hi, Alma. Welcome.
Hi, thank you. I want to say thank you for having me. Hi, everybody. My name is Alma Gonzalez, as Melissa said, and I live in Raleigh, North Carolina. I am a certified weight shores consultant now. I just really wanted to come on here with Melissa and share some of the things that continue to help me during this time. So I can't wait to dive into this just because it's so helpful for me, and I hope that you find them helpful as well. And we're going to talk a little bit about a group that is starting. You can be a part of it from any part of the world. That's a really cool thing right now. We're joining on Zoom, but we'll get to that. Let's chat a little bit about things that can help us currently.
Hmm. So, we're going to show us a slide here. Can you see that?
It has started to screen share, but I don't see it yet.
Okay, let's try again.
Technology, guys.
Can you
Here
see
we
it
go.
now? Okay.
Yeah. All right, guys. So we want to share with you the 5 key statements. I know when I come back to these statements and I tune into them, whether I read them slowly or I just tune into one of those truths for me, it feels like I can take a deep breath and I feel a peace and serenity of the truth of me. So I want to go over them with you. The first one is you are energy. If you are watching this, and you can, if you want to place your hand over your heart, close your eyes even, and say, I am energy. And
I am
notice that
energy.
I am energy. It feels expansive to me. Um, how does that feel for you, Melissa?
It feels like coming home.
Energy can't be created or destroyed. That's how I like to think of this. I am more than my physical body, right? I am energy. The next one is you are here to learn and grow. You are here to learn and grow. I am here to learn and grow. This definitely helps me when I'm going through a situation that feels uncomfortable and that it may not be my favorite, especially with other people, like in whatever kind of relationship, friends, acquaintances, someone that I saw at the grocery store. So if it is uncomfortable, tuning back into this helps me to understand, okay, I am learning something from this here. And it's helping me grow. It's helping me with my growth. Maybe not right in the moment, but I can always come back to this and just dive into deeper with what it is that I'm learning, But it again, it feels to me like a deep breath, like, okay, there's more to it. There's more to it. It's not, it just becomes like my view. It's not just so zoomed into this one thing that's happening, and there's more to that. And yeah, okay. The next one is you have a unique purpose and thrust. Tuning into this one is so important and nice because I'm not just floating through space. Like, and even if you don't know your unique purpose or thrust yet, deep down, maybe you have an inkling, but you do know. I don't know if that makes sense. You're not just here on accident. You bring so much to the world, and notice the people around you. You bring so much value by just being, right? There's so much more that we can go into that. Melissa definitely has lots of courses on this alone.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You have inner guidance. I have inner guidance. I have inner guidance. You have inner guidance. You are never alone. You're not going through life alone. You have inner guidance and answers that are within you and backing. Even if you don't feel it in the moment, you do. You do. So just come back to that knowing I have inner guidance and you are free. You are free. You are free. You are free. I am free. Those 5 key statements are so important to share. I hope that you felt them.
Yeah, and I love finishing on that I am free, because some of us are not feeling free right now. There's been restrictions put on our lives that can feel confronting. So I'm going to screen share another little graphic here. And this is has a few different symbols on it, but I really want to hone in on the one that's in the bottom left corner there, which is society. Okay, so we say that the rules and regulations that have come from science and religion have created society's ticky-tacky boxes. Okay, so what are these ticky-tacky boxes? They are the right and wrong, good and bad, all of the things that have formed our society to be able to function the way it does. Now, many of the rules and laws of society are there to really keep us respecting each other. So we set things up in a certain way so that everybody stays safe and respected, right? Like a simple example is driving on the right side of the road. Now, when you go to where I'm from, New Zealand, you have to drive on the left side of the road. Okay, so there's a different rule. But as long as everybody's following that rule of driving on the right side of the road, then everybody stays more safe, right? We'd have a bit chaos if we're all, going every which way. So what's happened, though, is society's rules and regulations have become so highly organized within themselves that we can kind of lose that feeling of freedom. We have to really understand the game of society, and we do call it a game, right? Once I understand that I need to pay my taxes or society is going to get me in trouble, I might as well learn to play that game in the best way I can while still following those rules, right? And so we all know there are certain things that you can do, nuances you can do with your taxes to get a bigger refund or things like that. That's called playing the game. I'm not breaking the law, but I've learned the rules of the game and I can play it to my own advantage a little bit. And that's okay, right? But if I become so caught in that right and wrong and good and bad of society, it starts to feel like I don't have my own freedom, or I don't have my own unique purpose, because I have to, follow these kind of unwritten rules of society. Like, well, you should, this is kind of what I grew up with in a certain extent. Once you leave high school, you're going to go to university, and then you're going to get married, and then you're going to have kids, and you're going to have a 9-to-5 job. And it's like life has sort of been preordained for you. And pretty early on, I said, hang on a minute. I have my own choices and my own freedom, and I'm going to create what I want to do with my life, right? So we have to be mindful of that game, but learn to play within it. So here's where we're coming back to this theme. We're talking about dealing with the coronavirus fatigue. All of a sudden, earlier this year in 2020, society mandated all these extra rules on us that we weren't used to, and closed businesses and told us we had to stay at home and social distance and wear masks. And it's become this sort of very highly organized thing where people are losing that sense of inner freedom because of it. And it can start to feel like, well, what do I do? How do I, reach the goals I have for myself or my family? Because there's all these things that I'm being told I'm not allowed to do that were fine before, like going to a concert or going to a group of people. These are the things that I'm still really missing. And society has said, I can't do that. So it's realizing that all of these things going on are still a game, right? And if I get caught in the right and wrong of it, I'm actually starting to lower my vibration, to get caught in sort of gossip and drama, etc. And ideally, I'm going to tune into the higher state of consciousness, that bigger picture that my spiritual helpers have. So I can be detached. I can understand that game, but I can be detached enough to still have my own sense of freedom and purpose within it and not get restricted by it. So we're talking about, there's games right now, right? Like some places, like a restaurant here. I go to a restaurant, I have to wear a mask when I walk in the door and I walk to my table. And then when I get to my table, I can take off the mask. And it just seems kind of crazy in a way, but it's like, okay, this is the game right now. I'm going to play that game because I feel good about going to the restaurant. I don't feel unsafe. And I'm checking with my own inner guidance about how to keep myself healthy spiritually and physically without feeling like I have to defer to something outside of me that's telling me. So playing the game, but respecting yourself within it. And some people are going to probably think that's kind of controversial, right? But generally just be aware that the state of consciousness right now on planet Earth is more what we call that C zone. It's all about emotions and judgment and gossip and drama. And it's really easy to slip into that. We all have tendencies for that. So practicing being detached is really important. So Alma, I think you were going to share some tips that you've had about how to stay clear and detached and all this environmental pressure going on right now.
Yeah. So, well, I'll get into that for a second, but I do want to show you guys that taking deep breaths really, really helps, first and foremost, whenever anything happens. I know that Melissa has a video for having helping you have your energy stay clear, and we can put it in the chat box or post it later. But in the meantime, if you don't know that technique yet, you can just take deep breaths. Those deep breaths and really just come back to you. So the technique is putting your hands on your heart and you're just literally breathing. But when you have your hands on your heart, you are going to move your arms out as you're taking a deep breath in. And exhale as you're bringing the breath to your heart. And take a deep breath in, exhale. And then take another deep breath in and exhale. And don't be afraid to really take that deep breath. And on the third one, you can open your eyes and say, okay, what's going on? What's going on again? That is one of the things that you can do. Now, when you can't do that, just staying clear and detached is so important. I keep coming back to thinking of grocery stores, because that's usually when my energy, when I feel the environment a lot, or just doing any sort of activity, and just remembering who I am and why certain people are feeling a certain way, even if it seems like it's personal, even if I go into the grocery store and somebody else is frustrated and I just happen to walk in front of them and then I think it's because of me. Just going in there with the intention of knowing that I am free and that it is not personal, and to take those deep breaths as I'm going into different places. Another thing that I want to add is to really take care of me is going to help me stay detached, because if I go in there flustered myself and then I meet another flustered person, that's just not gonna work to keep. I'm not even detached at that point. But if I'm just taking care of me, if I am meeting my needs, what do I need? What does Alma need? If I am drinking my water, taking my vitamins, watching a show, like that, those needs look different for different people at different times. It's about checking with me, and I say keep coming back home to me, and then go from there. One of the biggest things that has been so helpful for me right now, and that we want to share with you, is connection. Now, as Melissa was sharing about different games and different rules, I crave connection. I crave to hug people. I crave to touch strangers. That's not allowed right now. What I'm really craving is just having that deep conversation where I am fully heard, where I am fully accepted, loved, and backed, without even any advice, without just being me, and saying, this is what's going on through me, this is what I'm working on. It's a little bit difficult right now, unless it's just kind of hard right now. Where this is where group work comes in to help with those needs, because everyone's going through something, everyone's learning something, everyone's a beginner at something, and that can sometimes also be a little bit frustrating in the beginning as you're learning. It's like riding a bike. Like at first it's not stable. So having that connection with someone to be able to share what you're going through is so important. That's coming home to me and taking care of me and sharing that, and then going out into the world and knowing that, okay, like that part is being supported. Connecting. Melissa, do you have something to add to that?
Yeah. And so, as you may be dealing with this whole phenomenon of the coronavirus fatigue, right? One thing that has been really present for me, and I think is important for everyone, just like Alma was saying, is that meeting my spiritual needs. We all have physical needs, and that's important too. So eat healthy, get your exercise, all those physical needs. But a lot of times I think we're more apt to deny the spiritual needs. And so that connection and communication is a spiritual need. Like as a soul, you need outflow and connection with others. It's really not something that you can give up, right? It's a need. So as these restrictions are placed on us by society, we're having to recalibrate, but still those needs are still there. And so that's why at this time we're offering an online spiritual connection group. This is it's called New Spiritual Horizons. It's been around since like the early 80s. So this is not a new thing. It's like the curriculum that we're working with is tried and true, but we are seeing that it's such a need more than ever before, right? It always was, but it's even more so now. So it's going to be offered starting next week, actually, and it's an online version. So that I love Zoom. It's like we can all see each other's faces and we can really connect. And I offered this group in the spring, and people from there was Zimbabwe, Canada, United Kingdom, all across the US. And by the end of it, people were feeling like these are my very best friends. And I really wish I was in a room to hug them all right now. But of course, maybe they wouldn't have had that connection with somebody that lived in another country if it wasn't for this, online opportunity. So another spiritual need that we have that a lot of people don't realize is outflow and regrouping. So once you've learned something, you need a chance to outflow it. And Alma and I this morning, I was like, girl, I need to regroup something. I haven't had a chance to just share the stuff that's been going on with me. And as I shared it with her, I now feel like I'm clear. It's not that it's all that stuff's gone away, but energetically, I've been able to release it by speaking it to somebody who was just really backing and supporting me to hear it. And that's what you're going to be doing in these groups. Okay. So you might feel shy at first, but that shyness is quickly going to go away because there's such a supportive environment that's created by the guidelines that we have for the group, where you just share and nobody's going to give you feedback, right or wrong, right? You have that chance to share your feelings, your experiences, so that you can outflow it and you can get that clarity and peace inside, right? We've all had times when something's bugging you and you just can't get it out of your mind, or you're feeling like, I need to get this off my chest. And when you have actually had maybe a supportive friend to talk to, or a spouse or something, it's like, oh, you feel so much better. So doing that for yourself on a deeper spiritual level than maybe you can even have with the people around you is very, very healing and profound. It's going to have ripple effects to all areas of your life. And regrouping is not something that a lot of people think about. But when you kind of share about what you're experiencing and what you learned from it, you then lift yourself up energetically to be ready for the next level of growth, and even just to feel kind of happier and more peace inside. And I think a lot of us need that right now, right? We're getting hit by so much energetically in the environment. I mean, still after 6 months of what we've been going through with this pandemic, I'm walking into the grocery store and feeling like people are looking at me funny or judging me or not, or, so it's like we're still going through stuff. We're like, the toilet paper shortage is over, but hey, we're still experiencing a lot of weirdness, right? So this can be, if you turn that around, because I know I felt frustration at times, but if you turn that around and say, okay, how can I make this a really great opportunity for growth and connection in a different way than maybe I ever would have if none of this had ever happened, right? So at this point, that's all we can do, I say, so those spiritual needs, connection, sharing, outflow, regrouping, love is another spiritual need, right? So I need to love myself, and I need to be able to share that love that I have with others. And so this group is going to help you with that as well. So it starts next Wednesday evening, September 30th at 7:30 Eastern time. So it's an evening one for you guys that are in the United States and Canada. And the website is communicatewithangels.com/N for Nelly, S for Sam, H for Harry, which stands for New Spiritual Horizons. Okay. And check it out. It's very low cost. It's an opportunity to connect spiritually. We're going to outflow, we're going to share, and we're going to develop your intuition, a stronger connection with your team of spirit guides. We'll do healing techniques. So along with the inner growth that you experience through the sharing and reading part of the session, they then follow it up with an experience, doing techniques that really make it practical. That very first statement, you are energy, you will start to feel that more than ever before. When you've had an experience of that, you've kind of proved it to yourself. Not that you need proof, but that's the only real proof you can have spiritually, is to have your own experiences. And what I love about this group is it's really not something where you're going to learn, how do I say, it's not like school, right? It is an experiential, the whole thing is experiential. And that's really the beauty of it. There's a lack of that right now, I would say. Anything else you want? Oh, and we need to mention that we have another teammate with us.
Oh,
yeah, we nearly forgot. Poor Alvin. Alvin Zepeda. I love having a guy with us, and he's got that Latino background as well. So that's really, Alvin just has so much energy. He's like an energizer bunny. I don't know, but you guys are going to be so inspired by him as well. So it's really fun to be able to team up with cool people to do this. Anything else you want to add about the group, Alma?
thank you. Yes, what was inspired there at the end is those key principles that I shared with you guys at the beginning. It's really cool to unfold and go deeper with each of those. As I read them and as I was having you guys close your eyes and feel into it, in those, you can go even deeper, because sometimes we can know things, right, with our head. But when we really feel things in our heart, that's when we take it, you know, a step further, and then you just unfold this in a group that feels very safe. And I was using the word intimate to describe it because of how safe it feels to me, that I can just show up, and be me and be supported, accepted, and loved as I work on myself, as I unfold things, as I understand things for me. It's like I'm holding hands with people that join, and you don't have to feel like you're in a solitary confinement
Mm.
with all the rules going on right now. This is a way of working, not exactly around it, maybe through it, of and still having that need met, and that connection, and not you know, going out into the world, not looking at people in the eye, and just like quick, and you know, because of everything that's going on, we can still find a way to connect. And this is a really beautiful way to do that, to do that for yourself, to commit to
Mm.
you. And
Yeah.
I amazing. Yeah. I can't believe I forgot to mention his energy is really beautiful. And it's so interesting that even I haven't met him in person, but like I love the guy. So
I think everyone that meets Alvin loves him. So
yeah.
yeah. Awesome. So thank you guys for watching. If you're watching the replay, feel free to comment. Let me know what you got out of this. Again, I'll post those links. The cleansing technique, you can just go to communicatewithangels.com/cleansing. Check out the group at communicatewithangels.com/NSH. And we really look forward to welcoming you guys that decide to join us, and email or comment below if you have any questions. Thanks, Alma. I love you, girl.
Thank you.
Have a great day, everybody. Bye.
Bye.